Yo, welcome and welcome back to A Stiff Receipt. There has been a lot, I feel like, happened in the past week or so. Surprisingly,
a whole load of stuff.
Whereas last week, not a lot of interesting stuff, and the week before that, nothing really happened other than the whole Vince McMahon situation, which was kind of the only thing that people talked about for the whole week. Hell, that's still the only thing that anybody's talking about right now.
I'm still talking about it.
A lot of WWE stuff, a lot of AEW stuff, a lot of CM Punk specific stuff, which we'll get to towards the end. But so WWE, we've had that really sketchy Raw, and then a good SmackDown, and then another sketchy Raw, but not sketchy for the same reasons. And then another good SmackDown, and then now we've got...
It's kind of a sketchy Raw again, I'm going to be honest with you.
It was
weird.
It's kind of weird. I feel like the Raws have been slightly...
weird as fuck. Yeah, it's been weird.
But the last two have not been Vince McMahon.
No, they haven't been bad.
So...
It's just been... It just seems like right now Raw is cursed as fuck to deal with. So I don't know, man.
Something that came up recently was with that the Vince McMahon Raw after WrestleMania, the now infamous Raw after WrestleMania 39 that'll go down in the history books forever.
Do you remember where you were during Raw after Mania 39?
Thankfully, I wasn't sitting there watching it.
Fuck,
just kind of side-eyeing it.
And I got hooked in for a moment, and then I got everything shit on. And it wasn't even Vince McMahon's fault. Apparently, that was everyone's idea.
So
I was gonna say, so I'm gonna try not to curse as much.
Seth Rollins had a segment that was, I don't even know, it wasn't even a segment. It was just he just came out there and then left, right?
Yeah, he came out, and it's the one at the Vince show. That was literally, he walked out. Mm-hmm. He had an argument back and forth, which wasn't. If you look at the video, they say argument. It was a verbal, it was just an argument back and forth about not understanding what's happening. Well, both of them were confused because one got told to tell the other something, and they're like, "I don't know, dude. He just told me to tell you that." And he's like,
"So
fair enough. All right, that's cool." And then didn't show up after he did his entrance. He did his entrance, came out, got that, and then he was told to get out of the ring. So
the way everything looked, it looked like he was arguing or whatever about his segment being cut, while he was in the ring and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. But then Fightful, they reported that wasn't the case or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so, of all the people that could have, talked about this, fucking Freddie Prinze Jr., he was apparently there in the crowd and gave his perspective on what happened. So regardless of Fightful saying that it was just, him just talking to the production crew, allegedly, from what Freddie Prinze Jr. said, still insane to even say that out loud, was he was arguing and he was pissed because he got out there and they went to a commercial, and he was like, "Why did we go to a commercial?" And started talking with them, arguing back and forth with them, and he was very noticeably angry and pissed off. And then, he just, and then that's what his point of view was, allegedly, of that situation. And
it looked like, if anything,
that was allegedly, from what he said, it didn't look like it was a planned segment. Obviously, if he was complaining and being angry about something when the cameras were not rolling, then obviously that wouldn't make any sense for it to be not real. But
it looked like, I still think that what they were was confused, and it was probably an argument between them, because he's like, it's probably at the point he's like, "Why are we going to commercial?" He's like,
"I
don't fucking know. What do you want from me?" He goes, it probably went back and forth. He's like, "That's just what we got told by the old guy." And that was the end of the conversation. And the way that Seth acted in the ring is exactly how I figured.
Because like even after Fightful like reported that, it to me none of that looked like it was just like a normal. It looked like something was going down, like something like was not planned. Like somebody
got told, and he goes, "What the fuck ever?" Basically, is what he said, and it was just like, "Fuck ever," and just went about his way and did something for the crowd, and then pulled out of the ring and left. And everyone's like,
"But
what? Where did Seth Rollins go?"
They have said like it. From what I've seen, it does. Like, there's no, like, Seth Rollins doesn't have any heat with WWE or anything, though. He's apparently still, like, you know, good terms with WWE and whatnot. I don't know. I think it was just that day, everything sucked. It all sucked. It was all bad. Everything that day was terrible. So, I'm glad we're past it.
Right.
Oh, I think one of the weirdest things that happened was Triple H talking about wanting to bring back King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring and all that. You're gonna make this like official pay-per-view. Like, fuck yeah, that's great. That'll be awesome. And then they're like, all right, it's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Like, that's a choice.
Fuck
maybe
this. Okay,
don't
we're not doing it.
Maybe don't do that. That sounds like a bad idea. Well, now they've straight up canceled King Queen of the Ring and now have replaced the Saudi show with Night of Champions. And there's no, like, there's nothing about, like, why they have done it, but I would like to assume that they realized that doing King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia was a bad decision, so that they're going to maybe wait and do it later on in the year. That's what I'm hoping, because I would much rather see that than Night of Champions.
You do have to replace Hell in a Cell now. They're not doing that as a standalone.
Right. Which, I mean, that was the thing as well. Like, Triple H wanted to do away with the gimmicky pay-per-views. Well, I mean, King of the Ring, that's still a gimmicky pay-per-view.
But it's not it's not the same kind of gimmick.
Right.
If it's like Extreme Rules, that's kind of a dumb. I know it's a thing that we've had for forever, but it's still kind of a dumb thing.
No, so Extreme Rules made a lot more sense when it was actually Extreme Rules.
Yeah, now it's just
there's no reason. Just get away, do away with it entirely. But I think that is going to be the case.
Should be at this point for that one.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, TLC, Hell in a Cell, all those. I imagine we'll be getting the axe this year, and we won't be seeing them. And I'm gonna be real. I love watching all those matches and whatnot, but I don't see why we need a whole pay-per-view called after the match.
Yeah,
that's just kind of weird.
That's why they were like, we're having a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and I'm like, why? You just have Hell in a Cell.
Like, it makes sense for Elimination Chamber, right? Elimination Chamber makes sense.
The
but
gimmick
like,
is the match. The whole point. It's not the same.
Right. Exactly.
Like, it's not like something where we structured an entire pay-per-view around a match, is what we did. It's not the other way around, where we took these things that already exist in the world of wrestling and then go, we should make a whole ass pay-per-view around it. And then not stick to that.
Yeah, and do we need 2 pay-per-views a year that have giant cages in it? One cage that's slightly less interesting than the other cage? Like, just, I don't know, it's weird. I imagine all that will be gone. Hopefully.
Should be.
And it does make me, like, if they do away with all those, what are we going to replace them with? Are they going to go back to, like, are they going to come up with a whole bunch of brand new names, or are we going to go back to some of the old ones?
No, fucking grab some WCW shit. Like,
don't they do that for NXT?
Yeah, but the NXT doesn't deserve it. Have you watched NXT lately? No, because nobody has.
That's it. NXT sucks, like, almost regularly. Not all the time. Like, some of the episodes are pretty good, but most of the time they suck. But dude, when it gets to those pay-per-views, they freaking kill it. They're so good.
Dope. It's just the in-between storyline shit that was bad like when they switched to 2.0 and after.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like, you know, who is it? Who is it that runs it?
Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels. I was trying to remember who, like, I was like, bald guy, we make fun of him. Okay, other bald guy, we make fun of him. God damn it. Which other bald guy do we make fun of? And it was Shawn Michaels. like I know that he's running it, but like you can only do so much when there's a bunch of like old dudes that are still there.
Yeah.
That are like running the show. It's not gonna work.
But I mean, it's like I don't have time to watch NXT regularly anyway, so I'm not really butthurt about it. But they keep killing it at these pay-per-views, and I'll watch those for sure. Like,
dude, just take the pay-per-view names because there's some badass pay-per-view names they had in your house.
Well, I mean, even WWE
in your house
had.
is a dope
there
one.
was a lot of really good old WWE and WWF pay-per-view names that they don't use anymore either. That were awesome.
Hell yeah, dude! Bring back. Oh, what was it? The one. It was Judgment Day. Never mind. That's the name of the faction.
Judgment Day.
Faction.
Fucking No Way Out.
Oh, No Way Out. That's the
Unforgiven.
one.
Like
these are some banger names.
They were all great.
I'm saying take it from NXT. I know that they like it and it's cool to see it for NXT. Take away Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
I want
Armageddon, Vengeance.
Vengeance. I want Vengeance. That's the one.
Like those Judgment Day, Vengeance, Unforgiven, No Mercy, Armageddon. Like those, why just bring all those back?
Dude, all of those are peak like fucking what is it? Ruthless Aggression / TNA era shit.
They were so good.
Like, and TNA
what was funny about TNA
Impact is stuck with those
is they tried to do those types of names and they just made the same names, but they were way more cheesy and corny.
Yeah, because it's fucking TNA. That's what their gimmick was.
That was their whole fucking thing.
That was their brand. We are literally Walmart WWE. And it's like, yeah, but you couldn't even pull that off, guys. Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, something else I saw today that was like random that I had no idea. Do you know that WWE headquarters is moving? They're moving the headquarters. That the building that they've been in for literally ever. That's just like a giant
Titan
mirror.
Tower?
Yeah, Titan Tower.
It's literally named after them. It was built by them.
Yep. They are moving from there, right? I believe it's fairly close by, and it was. Like
I thought you were like they're moving out of Connecticut entirely.
No. They're removing.
We're fucking breaking up the territory. Is that what we're doing here? I don't like this shit.
They're moving out of the building. I don't remember what they said. I'm pretty sure it's in, like basically the same road. But it is.
Oh
it
no!
was
I remember they built a new place,
a Swiss bank building or something that they're taking over.
Yeah, it's well, damn! If it's a Swiss bank, fuck it. Yeah, I'd take that over too.
I don't remember.
I'd be like that place, that one. That looks nice. That's got a place for me to hide my money and my alcohol.
Banking giant, UBS.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that is, but it was an old building. It stood empty for a couple of years, and WWE is moving into that, which I imagine is probably just a lot bigger of a deal, or a building. I mean,
yeah. Well,
after this huge, sale and everything else, it's kind of weird. Like it's like at the same time, it's like, oh, there's probably gonna be a lot more people involved in shit, but at the same time, there's probably gonna be a lot of people fired or let go.
I'm gonna throw this out there. UBS, you know where they were founded?
Where?
Winterthur, Switzerland. Their headquarters are in Zurich.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a full-on fucking Swiss bank.
Yep.
Nice. I bet that place is nice.
But yeah, dude, it looked like a whole like campus type deal. It was pretty dope.
Probably is.
They've already got the.
Connecticut's a good place for something like that.
They're apparently not moving into like the end of the year, but they've already got like the WWE logos and whatnot on it.
Fuck yeah, I'd put my logos on something like that. Be like, fucking. I don't even have a logo. I would come up with a logo for something like that. I'd be like, fucking put anything. My face. It's gonna look good on the outside of this damn thing.
But to coincide with that, it looks. There's a whole bunch of like corporate shit I feel like happening with WWE right now because of the sale, and they're moving into that building, and You know, I think the big thing was it's like we just had WrestleMania, and what do we have to fear every fucking year? The post WrestleMania budget cuts. And Nick Khan has said that they're not looking to cut from WWE talent or creative. And the way he worded it sounded...
So we're cutting a janitor? Is that what you're telling me? That makes me feel much better.
The way he worded it, he didn't explicitly say this, but the way it was worded is that it sounds like a lot of internal, like, corporate people are going to get sacked.
Everyone over the age of 65. And there's a lot of motherfuckers in that place that are over that age.
And it's like, it's... You know, we don't, even if we don't
Retirement,
get like huge like talent cuts, right? It's still like they're gonna cut something, and people are still gonna lose their jobs probably en masse. So
no, because what they're doing is anybody over that age that's still working in that place is generally you're looking at like E-Suite or something like that. So, or you know, like so it's not the same thing. You're looking at those people that are that old and you go, no, get him out of here. No. Vince, that mustache needs to go along with you. I don't know what you were thinking, but the black hair makes me think like you're going to tie an old or a young woman to the train tracks.
God. I wonder, surely he won't keep that. Isn't almost 80 years old to be a little late to be having a midlife crisis?
Well, he never had a life before. So yeah, this is midway through, and you're like, well, I've got enough money that I could live to like 200 years old at this point. I've taken care of myself. I'm in great shape. I sleep 2 hours a day, and I'm still able to go. It's like, yeah, but at some point, your heart's going to go, up. No, I'm done here.
Oh.
And you're getting there.
But
fucking Jesus, dude.
Stay on this Nick Khan thing.
Do we have to?
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I mean, we don't have to, but I thought this was something
might as well
interesting of note. Was they again talking about that third hour of Raw, and they're wanting,
also known as the time in which I've fallen asleep.
Right,
is what that is.
What they're wanting to do is they're wanting to use that third hour. I don't know if they were looking for like a different channel, which I feel like would be strange to do. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that strange because other people do it, but that third hour,
do it.
That third hour be on. I don't know if they wanted like a whole nother channel or what, but they wanted it to be, air quotes, edgier, with potentially more blood and whatnot in it. And I feel I have heard this shit before.
I have. He's been pushing for this for a while, though.
And
he knows what they want.
Right.
And I gotta, as much as I talk shit about Nick Khan and Triple H and all them, it's like some of them probably know what they're doing. Nick Khan has at least run like TV,
right?
Like actual like entertainment things. So I do think he's got a good understanding of what that takes.
If they like structured that right, what
they could it to Twitch, you have a relationship with them.
Well,
now.
I think that's something different. I think that'd have to be a whole different thing. But
you have a relationship with them now. You could stream it to. Oh, I don't know. You just got bought out by the same company. What does UFC use to stream stuff? Because they do shit for free online all the time. They have that stupid one website, whatever it's called.
I have no idea.
Chungle, whatever.
Chungle?
Yeah, the green thing that Crowder's on.
No idea.
Like at the top of it, like if I go to it, it's got like Power Slap and UFC as their like own individual spots, and like they have their own things up at the top where the feed is, and like their own symbols and everything. They're the same company. Just give them something there, even if it's you're accidentally helping somebody that you're like, whatever. Just use something because there's a way to do it. You could do it online. Hell, do exactly what AEW does. Give us dark matches on YouTube.
Well, what they could literally all they would have to do is structure Raw like AEW structures Dynamite and Rampage, except instead of one being live and one being later in the week, they could literally both
just
be live.
End a show and start another.
Right, like it would be structured the same exact way.
No. We can't do this. We can't do this because they already did this. They already did this, and it was called
the black whatever it was, where they shut the lights down or whatever.
It was called Lights Out.
Lights Out, yeah.
Or Dark. It was something stupid like that. I think it was Lights Out, Raw Lights Out, and it was just they turned the fucking house lights off.
Was it on like was it set as like a new show?
It was the 3rd hour of Raw.
Well, I know, but like was it like did they just casually transition over to it, or were they advertising it as a new show?
They were advertising it as something, as another part of it, but it was advertised as something separate because it was supposed to be later.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like exactly separate. It was just like, okay, well that's it for Raw. Now we're on to Raw Lights Out or whatever the fucking dumb name they gave it was, and they just went on to that.
Why don't they do just like what AEW does? Just do 3 hours. Make 2 hours of it live, and then record that final hour, and then put it on a fucking Wednesday or something.
Well, see, that's just good business. I don't know. You don't have anything to counteract ROH, so why don't you fucking do something about that? Put an hour on the fucking streaming on Thursday against ROH.
I would assume this isn't
still gonna lose to ROH.
This isn't like all those would that's a whole different thing. I think the main issue is the network. Probably they want that fucking 3rd hour.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could put it on TV. Still,
which one's,
I would put it on.
Which one's on Raw? Is it USA? Is USA Raw? Like USA probably wants the 3rd hour. Triple H and everybody probably don't even want that 3rd hour. USA probably wants it.
No, USA is what's driven that 3rd hour,
right?
Because that's the same exact thing with when Nitro had 3 hours.
But if
so they're like, give us 3.
If they did that like if that extra hour, like I wonder if if the network is like preventing that from happening, or what the deal is with that. Like I
don't even know.
Edgier, because like I feel like every time like I turn on USA, it's always like crime dramas and shit. People shooting each other and dying and court cases and whatnot. So I'm
do you want to know what's
but like,
do you want to know what's driven the PG thing?
What? Merch?
Yeah. No. Well, yes. You know whose merch?
John Cena's.
Yeah, it's fucking his fault. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's his and Vince's fault. And it's maybe not intentionally on his fault. On his,
though. It was a very smart thing for them to do business-wise because their merch sales are ridiculous.
Just turn them into super. But the problem with that is nobody understands. Like, he didn't understand what he was actually doing. Yeah, maybe with this person you focus more. All of these segments are for kids, or all of this part is for kids, and that's when he comes out, like at the beginning of the show, and then by the time the kids probably go to sleep, you're like, well, John Cena's not on the show anymore. We can get edgy. Kids aren't going to be here.
Right.
I mean, maybe the kids that are there are like, listen, you're going to see the part that we usually put you to bed for. Don't. But that, I mean, they could have done something better. It's just they focus so hard on PG, and that is why they got on Fox and why Disney allowed them on Fox.
Yeah.
Is because they are PG. But do you really want to fucking deal with Fox and Disney forever? Is that really what you want to do?
I think it just depends on who you're asking that question to, honestly. Unfortunately.
I'd want to run my head through a wall at that point. Like, hurt myself in some way. Well, don't do that, people.
Speaking of other things going on with, like, the corporate side of WWE, you mentioned it a second ago, the Twitch deal, which... just random. Like, I feel like that just happened. Like,
that was
randomly.
Weird, but they said they've been talking about it for a while.
So WWE and Twitch have made a deal, which I realistically don't think that really needed to happen. Like, I feel like they should just be letting them do it. But whatever, it is what it is.
No, it never needed to happen. That was the whole point of the stupid thing. Is it never needed to be a thing, but because they're dirty. Even despite my leanings towards capitalism, it like one of those things was like, you guys are dirty.
It's stupid because like this deal didn't need to exist, but it happened, and really, it's a good thing.
The problem is they had them as your independent contractors, but we want to treat you like you're an employee.
Exactly, that's the whole problem with the whole situation.
It's like I'm one or the other. I either get to make my own decisions or I don't. End of story. If you want to sign me to exclusivity, then I'm an employee.
But from everything I've read on it, so the deal is basically all it is. Essentially, is in place to where that WWE, the talent, and Twitch, it's a three-way deal, so that all three parties are making money, and WWE's cut of it is apparently very minimal.
It's just enough to make it
So
like okay for like make them feel better. It's basically make us feel better about this.
One
and
thing
Twitch
that
was like, all right.
one thing I am curious about, right? Is Twitch does a 50-50 split. You have these people like this who sign these contracts and deals, and then they usually change the split. So I wonder if realistically, what this deal. I don't know this. This is just me being on Twitch for the past 12 years.
Right.
This deal realistically could actually benefit them more than if the deal didn't exist. If WWE managed to get Twitch to give the roster a bigger percentage, like if they got like,
well, that's what I was thinking
split
as well. Like if they had gone through and been like, fine, but they should get. And I heard from somewhere that they should get more. But I heard from somewhere that the the worker was getting, like someone said, and I quote, like to quote, and I don't remember who it was, but the exact thing that sticks in my head was, the worker is getting the lion's share of it.
Yeah,
but I could have heard the Twitch and the worker and not pick that up for some reason. But I remember that.
That's the one thing that all this the deal is said it shouldn't really have to be a thing, but it is.
Yeah,
but I do think because this isn't just like a normal company. This is WWE. Like it's like big deal getting like these people on their platform. So I imagine this deal, more than likely, they're probably getting a bigger cut of their subscriptions and whatnot than they would if they wouldn't have had this deal in place. So realistically, this does actually help all those people who do want to stream on Twitch. As I said, me speculating, but like that, I guarantee you that is the case.
Yeah, the thing about it is the other part was that they weren't. The only other controlling thing that WWE threw in there is to not have them stream like for the Twitch stuff. Like where people do things because Twitch is like, hey, why don't you guys stream together? Whatever. So some of the bigger ones, they can't do it with quote unapproved.
Oh yeah. Talent. So that was the other thing. So the whole thing.
We all know what that means,
right? So the whole thing is set up to where like it seems to be pretty much no restrictions. They can do damn near anything they want. Yeah. The one thing that it said is that the talent that are working from other companies have to be cleared first. They have to contact and it's like, yo, is this going to be fine? Type of deal. That was the only restriction on the whole thing.
Which I get that sort of, but we all know why. We all know the real reason why. Sorry, Adam.
I mean, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we'll see them on there, but like, we would,
I don't know. For that, if it's for a good reason, I'm sure you can get them both to do it. Like both companies be like, yeah, fine. Like no one's gonna say no to fighting childhood cancer.
It's like right, and like,
and if you do, everyone's gonna be like, seriously? There's children. These are children,
right? So I don't know. I said this. It's kind of a weird situation where we got this deal that shouldn't have been a thing to begin with, but is probably better off in the long run for everybody as far as finances go. Like on the financial side, I'm sure everybody's getting a better cut. Even if WWE is taking some of that cut, even with WWE taking some of that cut, I still guarantee you all those WWE superstars who are streaming on Twitch, I guarantee you are making more of a split than they would without this deal.
Do you know, I guarantee you too, do you know how many of them are going to end up with Twitch channels now?
Oh, dude, I guarantee we'll have a lot of them.
Please, God, if there's anything that you'll ever do for me, please give me a Nikita Lion Twitch channel. Please. Thank you. Okay, anyways, what were you saying?
I mean, that's really it. Like, we'll start probably seeing more.
We'll see. I think it'll be good.
Twitch stuff,
and anything that gives them the ability to make more money is good. So,
but that was probably the biggest thing that's kind of happened this week, and it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was weird, like really weird.
I'm excited. There's several people that I've loved watching on Twitch, so that'll be cool to see.
Zelina Vega is fantastic. She's like super smart.
I feel like Adam Cole, like the only thing that kept him sane during his time away with injury was being able to stream on Twitch like every day.
That man has played so much Halo.
God,
and
it's wild. He's like the last person who still plays Halo on the face of this earth. God bless him for it.
The man came out dressed with like the
Master Chief gear,
Master Chief Spartan shit. I'm like, how do you feel about that game now, Adam? It's still the best game ever.
Oh,
yeah, you making it, bud? He goes, don't take this from me. Yeah, you're okay. Have a nice one.
Oh God. All right. Well, there's been two like odd happenings with two different people in WWE. The one is Drew McIntyre, and the other one's Becky Lynch. Now, Becky Lynch is almost certainly an angle. I think it's basically confirmed as an angle at this point. But she removed she like removed all her WWE labeling and shit on social media, blacked out the page and changed her name. This is the way hers is absolutely an angle, but
hers, the way that it was done is absolutely an angle, because it was like, there's still a picture. That one still belongs to WWE. You haven't deleted still a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, no, that one's a work. But the other one, I don't know.
Like Becky Lynch, as I said the other day, it feels like I love this because it's like she's playing this off as like a story thing where she's like devastated that her like one of her childhood idols just literally turned on her like that, and now she's just kind of like sulking in depression on Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But
that's a good angle. I like where that's going.
The real reason that this could all be the thing, because she also wasn't on Raw and said she wasn't going to show up on Raw. Apparently, she has a minor foot injury, allegedly. So this whole not showing up Raw and the social media thing could just be like to use that to give a bit of time to let the foot injury heal.
Let that foot come back, boy.
But they did also note that, as I said, this really isn't a noteworthy thing because this is obviously all clearly an angle. But Becky Lynch's contract does expire next year. But as I said, from what I can tell,
like April of next year, like a whole ass year. Next year.
So Becky
Everyone's
Lynch,
like, she's gonna make her way out, like in a year, maybe.
Becky Lynch is apparently on good terms with WWE and everything. This whole appears to be an angle, but figured it was noteworthy to talk about because it was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
But the other one was Drew McIntyre, and that one is a little bit
spicy,
more iffy. Because this one looks like it might be legitimate. Drew McIntyre, from what I've seen, looks like he's frustrated with not only his creative direction, but his pay. And they're apparently not even close to coming up with a new deal with WWE. And his contract expires this year, like the end of this year, I believe. Drew McIntyre completely blacked out his Twitter, his picture, and his banner, and removed all mention of WWE from his stuff. And I don't know. I really don't know on this one. I don't know. There's no reason for this to be an angle. So, this one feels more real.
Yeah, I don't know. Has he said anything?
No. I feel bad for him because he was on this during the COVID era, right? He was on top of the world. He was a 2-time champion during that era. And, he had that banger match with Roman Reigns. And then his creative has not been, up top where it was.
His creative has not been creative enough for him.
Right.
But
I'm going to be real. I mean, that he can think that. But, I've enjoyed him with Sheamus. I've enjoyed most of the stuff that they've done.
I honestly don't think that was even the issue. I think he's just kind of...
He's probably wanting
doing what he's doing.
That, and you know, as I said, it seems to be like a financial situation as well, where he's wanting more money.
I mean, to be honest with you, if he's stuck on the same thing he was when he came back, or when they kind of went, like when he redid his deal, he wasn't like, he was upper card. I mean, he wasn't top of everything, so he probably deserves a little bit more than what he's getting now, to be honest with you. I
and like,
see that.
They've still got
they've
still got the rest of the year to come up with a deal. They got plenty of time, and it is of note that it's not really of note because I don't see, like, I don't think it would matter, but his contract doesn't expire until after AW All Out. So like, if he somehow magically were to appear in All Out, like, that's obviously not going to happen. So
wait, All Out or All In? Which one?
Well, they're both allegedly happening at like the same time. Did we ever talk about that?
We never really got confirmation. No, we didn't talk about that because we'll
talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I didn't even think about that. I'll write that down.
Fuck, but did I? Damn, that popped in my head just now. I was like, wait a second. And then you said that. I was like, oh god. Now I'm like having a panic attack thinking about it.
Few more small WWE things. No. So, apparently, there are heavy talks that are being discussed about the Money in the Bank winner being LA Knight this year. And that's not a W. That's a fucking, that's like 3 W's. It's like a W pyramid.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Who, like, god damn it, there's nobody that needs that more than him. It would be so great.
Give them, give every belt in the damn place to LA Knight. Yeah.
So if that happens, that would be fantastic.
I fucking love him.
I just hope by that time, and at the point where he cashes that shit in, I just hope that goddamn Cody Rhodes has the fucking belt by that point.
Oh, Jesus. He will. That'll be by that time. I wholeheartedly believe he will. Will I care at that point? Probably not.
Probably not.
That's just all there is to it. But you know, I've accepted that, and that's fine.
At this point, when he wins, it'll be less like me being excited that he's the champion, and it'll be more just me being excited that Roman Reigns doesn't have the belt.
I mean, that was 50-50 before. Now it's like 25-75 at this point. Maybe a little bit more, like 30-60, somewhere in there. Fine.
But speaking, or no, go ahead.
All I was gonna say is like, it was like, I so want him to have more because I want to see what kind of a shithead LA Knight could be with the Money in the Bank case. That would be
so good.
The most fun on television. It would be fantastic.
It'd be great. But speaking of Cody Rhodes, I guess there's been like talks on what his plans are once he leaves the WWE, and it looks like Cody Rhodes wants to do the Hollywood thing as well, which, you know, that right there would make even more sense of why he would, you know, go back to WWE.
His daddy always did call him Hollywood because that's what he wanted to do before.
And I didn't know this, but apparently he was in a show. He was a recurring character in a show.
Was he in Hood? Or Arrow?
Yes, Arrow. That's what it was.
Yeah, because Stephen Amell was in that. That's why Stephen Amell ended up with all the people that he ended up with for heels.
So I didn't know that was a thing. But the one thing that was like talked about specifically was Mortal Kombat. Cody Rhodes playing Johnny Cage.
Yes. No, give me that. Give me that. There would not be anything that would make me happier than to see Cody Rhodes as Johnny Cage.
Like,
with
that would be
giant
awesome.
Tattoo on his face.
Yes. They'd probably have to cut it out, to be fair.
They will. They'll have to.
With a knife.
Digitize
not even digitize. They'll just cut it out.
Fucking lasers. Burn that bitch off.
And the other thing that was like specifically talked about was a Zelda movie that's apparently in talks right now.
Okay.
It's an A character in some Zelda movie, right? I don't know what the hell does he play as? We're gonna see his ass as Link.
No.
Have him be Ganondorf, dude. Dye his hair orange.
Oh.
Turn him green. Make him Ganondorf. Make him the heel of Zelda.
Actually, that's not a bad thought. I do support this as well. Also, could he be the king?
The king?
Or whatever. That's always their princess.
I think it would have to be. I think it'd depend on what game we were talking about, but
that's true.
Oh,
I don't know. He would be an interesting character.
That was.
I don't know. That's an idea, but him going to Hollywood makes a whole lot of sense. He could do it.
It was definitely the weirdest news that I've read today was this Mortal Kombat Zelda Cody Rhodes role stuff. Very random.
Okay, when I was making the list of succession of this kind of thing, I was not thinking Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. That was not where I was going with that, but it makes sense actually.
Yeah. So
dude, that's funny.
We've got Goldberg. Everybody loves Goldberg, right? Who doesn't love talking about Goldberg?
We do not.
So, according to Goldberg, Vince McMahon lied to Goldberg about having his official retirement match. Goldberg wanted a big retirement match, like how everybody else gotten Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair and all that, but apparently it just never ended up happening. And now Goldberg's free agent. He's kind of salty about it. So he is alluding to that he wants to do a big 4-match retirement tour. And
all right,
I'm sure there's people that would be excited about that, but that people is not me. I will say though, I feel like he deserves his retirement match. I don't who would retire Goldberg? Who you gonna retire Goldberg? Brock Lesnar? Same guy that retires everybody?
One guy that I heard that's a really good shot for the last match to put him over, or to put over the guy.
Yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay. Shit, I'd watch Powerhouse Hobbs and Goldberg.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, deal.
Right. I could be down with it.
If he does the job to make Powerhouse Hobbs look good, fine. Do whatever you want to do. Make yourself have some last good matches. That way you can you want to do the 4-city world tour.
Yeah.
Fine. Have some time in between those dates. That way you can make sure you're in shape and make sure you're healthy. That way everything's good. I'm cool with that. Fine. I want people to go out on their own terms, on the best way possible for them that they feel is how they could have gone out. But I think the best thing you can do is, if you are never going to come back and you're going to leave the boots in the ring, lose.
Yeah.
Lose. That's all there is to it.
Right.
Take the pin.
No,
make somebody look like
to.
I had to put everything out, and I'm at the age where it's not enough to get over on this guy, and I lost. That is the perfect story end for, but and I get that has to be a good match, and you have to feel good about it.
Yep.
You have to feel. So yeah, but I think Powerhouse Hobbs is a good one.
He had the best retirement match in the fucking world, and that wasn't enough for him.
No, but that's Ric Flair though.
Ric Flair is a little bit of an anomaly here.
Goldberg to go. I might come back and do some stupid run-ins and kind of stuff, but I'm never coming back full time or in the ring. I'm just gonna do some things.
The thing with Goldberg is, I don't think he ever really intended on coming back after his stint in the early 2000s WWE.
I don't think
what he talked about
he just
in an interview.
It was his son
forever
and
ago was his son was. His son never got to see him wrestle, and he wanted his son to see that side of his life. And I'm like, that's cool. I mean, I can get behind that. I'm not a huge Goldberg fan, but
what? But he wasn't. It's not like he's doing it a whole
reason.
lot. And I'll take a shot at Goldberg. It's not like he's, worried about me at any point.
Right.
So Goldberg annoys me. He's ridiculous. He's outlandish, and I can't stand him sometimes. But dude's gonna be done. It's not like he does a whole lot of shit all the time. It's just a name that gets brought up. So whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Just end it at a good point, and then at that point, it's just everybody's looking back. It's like, hey, you remember Goldberg? Then you get a chance to be like, hey, remember all this fun that Goldberg was? He's not still here haunting everything as like a physical form that could happen.
Yeah.
So I just think let people do that. I think it sucks that he didn't get to do that at WWE.
Right, and it's not really outside of the realm of possibility either. I wouldn't say it's like a done deal.
Absolutely not.
I would love to see him have his retirement match at like WrestleMania and then be done. That
that would be cool.
The only name that really comes to mind WWE is Brock Lesnar, but like Brock Lesnar doesn't need to be put over. So like,
yeah, they've already had that match before, and neither one of them wanted to lose.
Right.
And neither one of them's going to want to lose.
Have we had that? I feel like we've had that match several times.
We've had that match several times, but the last time that they did it was the last time either one of them came up against each other, and it was with Steve Austin as the guest referee.
Oh, was that the last time?
I think that was. Was that not?
Okay, so then they've only done it one time.
Okay, then they've only done it one time? That's the only one that I know of.
Well, shit, if they've only done it one time, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to see it again, but I don't see what that really does.
It doesn't do anything for either one of them.
Well, no, I think it does great for Goldberg,
no,
but Brock Lesnar doesn't need.
No,
it
gets them. If that's their only match and they never worked anything out after that,
yeah,
that's a monkey off the back of somebody that makes it look better,
dude.
And Brock, even though he doesn't give a shit about people, he still wants to like not be absolutely hated. He understands he's gonna get. I'm sure he understands he's gonna get shit being Brock Lesnar.
Dude,
it's gonna happen.
Do the whole repeat, the full thing. Lesnar versus Goldberg. Stone Cold as the special guest referee. Let's
and now there's no pressure on any of them really.
Nobody gives a shit. Everybody's old and they've done their shit, their prime. This is it. Like, go out there and have fun.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too. So this is just gonna be like,
yeah, I get a hell yeah.
Yeah. We're hurt and everything sucks. Hell yeah.
I'd be here for it. I'd be here. Like I said, I would be here for that, and that would be great if that was it. If Goldberg wrestled again after that, then I'd be pissed.
Oh no, that's how I feel about everything. I like if you're gonna be that kind of person, kind of like Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker has never said he's retiring. He's just not coming back.
He's not retired. He just ain't doing shit ever again.
He's just like, no, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Because as a wrestler, you're not supposed to say, I'm retired, I'm never getting back in the ring. It's just like, I'm not getting back in the ring anytime soon.
Even the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's like I'm done, and then it's just like I don't remember what he said exactly, but it's always just like it's like, or am I? Dun dun dun.
No, it's always. But as a wrestler, you always say, never say never.
Right.
Because everybody's got never. It's always.
That's what he said.
Somebody's got enough money to pay me.
Yeah.
And that's the
they
story
could do like
of a worker.
That choreographed shit like they did with AJ Styles.
No,
I mean, I really hated that, but it was
if he wants to come back and do if he wants to come back and do like the cinematic shit, there's ways to make it more fun and make it interesting. I think that there's ways that you could do that. I mean, hell, I really like the what is it, the Firefly Funhouse of Horrors or whatever it was.
I don't know. I'm not big on those cinematic matches.
I thought that was fun, and if you could do it in it, like, you got to have it the right way. And I enjoy them when they're done right.
Even though they were like this, I don't care much for the cinematic stuff. I just think it's really cheesy. But like, there were still some great moments in the AJ Styles and Undertaker match. And just think about that, AJ Styles, motherfucking AJ Styles got to technically wrestle the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like that's a crackhead thing to think about. Like you say that 10 years ago.
Undertaker.
Yeah, if you say that to me like 10 years ago, like, AJ Styles is gonna fight the Undertaker at WrestleMania, I'm like, what kind of crack did you smoke today? Was it a funky color?
I would have never thought that would not have been the one that I would have been
That's just fucking wild.
That's gonna happen. You mean that guy from TNA Impact is gonna face the guy at WrestleMania? Yeah, sure, that's gonna happen.
Oh, God.
Okay, enter AJ Styles. I was wrong. Shit.
And the last small tidbit of WWE news, the draft is the 28th of April. And as I said last week, I think the main exciting point of this will be the NXT call-ups, and it basically
the only reason I'm even caring about this.
It basically looks like Tyler Bate is basically guaranteed.
Oh no, I think he's gone.
And the other two that are like high off on that list are Braun Breaker and Cameron Grimes. And
I think all three of those are going.
All three of those dudes, if they went, I would be freaking stoked.
I think the only one that I'm iffy on is Tyler Bates, but I've heard that he's like more of the lock.
Yeah,
but that's because I don't know anything about
I feel like I'm more. I feel like Braun Breaker because that's just because I feel like he's still doing.
No, I think they want to move him up
in NXT, but
I think they're done. They've basically been like, we're gonna be done with this point here.
Unless they just like they turned him heel in NXT just so that they could bring him over to the main roster as a heel.
I honestly think that's what they're doing.
It could be.
Why not bring him in as like a heel Steiner?
I feel like he needs to be a heel anyway. Like, god damn it!
Like,
oh
no, he should be a heel. He should be. He absolutely should be, and he should be quoting his uncle every fucking week. Every week. Just be coming out there and just take the Big Papa Pump fucking gimmick at this point. I don't give a shit. Go old school and say some shit that'll get you canceled in 2023.
Yeah.
Where are all my freaks?
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you as sacrifice.
I came out here to find me a certified freak, but out here in Omaha, all I found are a bunch of fat pigs. Oh fuck, dude. Okay, Jesus. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be interesting.
I cannot wait
Twitter
till Braun Breaker comes to main roster.
Dude,
God,
I'm sorry. Listen, there's some people that have some great spears. Okay.
Yeah.
Great ones. Like a good Goldberg spear is fucking brutal.
Goldberg spears are the best spears, but that's just because he's actually splitting them in half.
That's just because he's an evil man when it comes to that. Roman Reigns spears suck.
Yeah, he's.
I can't stand him.
He's not great.
Usually Big E has a pretty good one. Big E's got a decent one. Everybody loves an edge spear, even if it's janky. It's different. Yeah. It's a different spear. Braun Breakers, on the other hand, is brutal and it's safe, and he does it where he runs back and forth between the ropes. And I've never seen someone that size run that fast in my entire life. That is the scariest fucking spear I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody that I go, there's not a fucking chance in hell you can get me to take that move from him. Christ. Even if he's doing it the most like absolute safest thing and you're never going to get hurt, that's just whiplash. You're going to get a concussion just based on the force. I got a weak neck. I'm fat. I don't work out. I got a weak neck. My shit's going to break. You're going to fucking kill me. It's just, he's really good, though. I love Braun Breaker, and I'm looking forward to him. I love Cameron Grimes.
All three of them are great. I'm excited for all of them.
Tyler Bates is really fun, and I think that all three of them should go. Just find them a place to go. Have Cameron Grimes and LA Knight again. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, now we got not a lot of AEW stuff happening. I say not a lot. Most of the AEW stuff that's happening is the CM Punk stuff, which we'll get into later. But the non-CM Punk stuff is, well, I think the first thing of note that is Jeff Hardy returned. Can we talk about how Jeff Hardy returned literally 30 minutes after we were talking about how he probably wasn't going to return for a couple months?
Yeah, we were literally like, there's no way.
Literally 30 minutes before that fucking show aired.
Would you bring them? And then, like, literally he came out. And
that fucking night.
Fucking me?
We recorded that podcast and literally said, at 6 to 8 weeks is what Matt Hardy said, so that's what I had mentioned. And then literally...
I watched it. Did you cut that in, by the way?
No, I left it in.
Did you Okay, no, did you cut, like, the video of him premiering?
No, I should have!
You would have been like 30 minutes later, and it would have just been him like debuting and us freaking out.
No, that would have been great. But yeah, so like within the hour of recording that last episode, Jeff Hardy fucking returns. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Bitch, I was so pissed.
But It does look like he's not going to be doing any matches or anything anytime soon. He's still recovering from surgery, but he's expected to do like, you know, on-screen stuff, but nothing like match-wise.
He'll come out with
at the moment.
Isaiah and what's his name? Matt.
Brother Nero.
I wonder if we're bringing that back since we're doing the Hardy compound stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, isn't that tonight?
No, I doubt it.
Is that tonight or tomorrow night? When is that?
I don't think that has a date. I think that was just a thing.
Oh.
Tonight we've got Jay White, Commander, Powerhouse Hobbs, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho and what's her face? The lady, the hair and the face.
That tells me nothing.
Tony Storm. There we go.
Oh, okay.
And then we got FTR's. We'll hear from FTR. We'll hear from the Elite, and we're gonna hear from Chris Jericho and Adam Cole. That's the card for Dynamite tonight. But, all right. Well, there's some other stuff, but this all kind of goes into the CM Punk stuff. So, AEW is making a brand new 2-hour show called Collision, and the expected information is regarding that. It's gonna be called AEW Collision. It's gonna be a 2-hour show, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Right now they're leaning towards it being on TNT.
Right.
And it's rumored to be debuting the first episode June 17th in Chicago. So, also I did note, remember I was talking about the trademark was a typo?
Yeah.
They did get that fixed. So it's no longer AEW Coliseum. It's called Collision now.
Yay! Correct English. Who'd have fucking thought?
But so that Saturday show, unlike Rampage, which Rampage has kind of have had like a split, but not really. Like, there's obviously those dudes that are like usually on Rampage more often than they're on Dynamite. But from what it's looking like is Collision is going to be more of a, you know, a soft roster split where they're going to have certain stars on Saturday and certain stars on Wednesday.
Yeah, I just saw some reports and stuff earlier too that were kind of funny, which was it's gonna be more of a hard delete or hard like separation.
Right.
They're looking at that too. It's like, oh, so wait, you said it's gonna be a soft division, and they're like, it might be a little more than we
soft
thought.
as in like some people will probably go back and forth. It won't be like a just straight up like only these people here, only these people here.
I've heard it's gonna be some of them are gonna be a more like some of them are gonna be a more hard separation than others, and it's gonna be weird. But I don't fully think that that's.
I think it'll be more hard as far as what WWE is doing right now. Like they'll probably have their
because I don't foresee that either. That's stupid.
They'll have their stars, obviously that'll probably be on Dynamite pretty regularly, and then Collision pretty regularly. But I'm sure they'll have plenty of people go back and forth.
Like I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near as. Well, actually, I think both of them like the. Actually, here I'm trying to formulate this thought, man, because I've got like 3 of them going. So like, I've got the thought that like. I could justify AEW's a little bit more because there's 2 people in the company that are 2 groups of people that are making a whole shitload of money for everybody right now. Yeah. And one of them definitely, and you want them back. So if you can accommodate another hour of show, another 2 hours of show during the week and split the roster between the 2, fine. Because let's be honest, AEW's got a big ass roster.
They got a big. That's the thing. Like normally, I'd be like another fucking wrestling show. We don't need that. They've got too many.
They've got
but like their rosters,
people that we haven't even seen.
Their roster is just so huge, and there's so many great people on it. So like, if any way we can like showcase this, splitting the roster up would be great for them. It would keep these stars regular on you know,
Yeah,
whichever
I
day.
think it would work. I think you could, like, that way you could have 2 different teams running, and what are we doing? And we can cross everything over for pay-per-views. That's fine, whatever. Everybody has a pay-per-view. We're not splitting up pay-per-views or anything stupid like that.
Yeah.
Although, if you split up pay-per-views, you could run 2 smaller ones in between that are, like, cheaper, that are just shows. Just a thought. Anyways, that would be interesting. That would be an interesting way to make money. But, like, my whole thought process is, like, it makes more sense that way, but, like, also, WWE is stupid, though. The only reason they're doing it is because there's 2 different, like, companies that both want, like, people, they want exclusivity, but they also both want fucking Roman Reigns on. So,
Well,
like, what's the point?
That's the whole thing. Like, the WWE one, like, they did it great in the past, and the problem now is the networks prevent that from being a thing now.
Hey, you've got that really big guy on SmackDown. Yeah, we want him. Yeah, but he's on SmackDown. That was the whole point of the draft. No, we want him popular rating.
That's...
Fuck. All right, fine.
It sucks, but that's the way. That's just the real reality of it. It's like
everybody understands. Everybody knows what's going on.
The brands cannot be split as long as the networks want specific people on their shows. Like,
yeah,
just as simple as that.
Yeah, it just the whole thing is done at least with, like, the other reason that I can kind of excuse it in my brain for AEW, other than that lovely check that TK should definitely send me, is I just, again, everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows why it's happening. Everybody gets it, and everyone's like, I just want these people on my screen and just have good wrestling. And when they're on my screen, I have good wrestling. So if it's on Wednesday or Saturday, whatever, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Just put it on. Everybody knows. And there's going to be people that go back and forth. And Chris Jericho is going to go to Saturdays. So we're going to get CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Probably the first thing. And I'm all here for that.
I'm so fucking... I cannot tell you how happy I am that is going to be on a freaking Saturday. I do not have time during the week to watch every one of these fucking shows. But dude, Saturday is my day to chill and do fucking nothing. That means every single goddamn Saturday at 8 p.m. I get to watch a show.
Dude,
uninterrupted.
I've got like some good speakers that I'm getting now for everything. I've got a nice little setup for this like TV screen that I'm doing. So I'm gonna have a nice spot for everything.
I'm so excited.
And just be able to fucking watch what I want and like on a TV with speakers, and I'm gonna be like, this is the best on Saturday.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Because I'm just gonna be not doing anything, and it's like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm kind of bored. It's like 7 p.m. here.
Yep.
There's wrestling. More. I shouldn't be excited about more wrestling, but this is more wrestling that I'm excited about for some reason. I don't know why. That's stupid. There's already like 3 hours of Ring of Honor every week or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like 2.5, 3 hours of Ring of Honor, which, by the way, fantastic. If anybody wants to watch Ring of Honor,
still haven't watched it. It's
so good. Everybody on there.
I just don't have the time.
Athena is fantastic as the heel. She's great. Mercedes Martinez is on there. The Kingdom, I think, is what it is. Mike Kanellis, and I can't remember the other guy's name. There's a whole bunch of new people that are showing up.
Yep.
They're just a whole bunch of really fun things are going on Ring of Honor, and then TNA and Impact. It's not TNA anymore. Impact is now good, and Nick Aldis just showed up on Impact.
All right, now it is time for everybody's favorite part of the podcast.
I'm gonna hurt myself.
What's up with CM Punk?
Is there anything sharp here? No, I didn't put anything sharp in preparation. Shit.
So
okay.
To come off of the new show rumor. I guess it's not been officially confirmed.
It's not even a rumor. It's not officially confirmed.
You're right.
We all
it's
know
not official, but it's not really a rumor. It's a thing.
They've been talking about this for a while. They've been talking about wanting more for a while, so that's not surprising.
So it is looking like CM Punk will be the big name on the Saturday show, which is kind of what they tried to do with Rampage, and it worked, and until
it didn't.
He wasn't there anymore. I guess that kind of is a big problem when the guy who made the ratings well on their Friday show is not there.
Yeah, it really doesn't do anything for you.
So he's expected to be the big name for that show. I imagine he will be one of the ones that will be like hard rostered, probably mostly, if only, on the Saturday show for various reasons.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of the brand split stuff, talk-wise, seems to be a lot of it has been based around this idea of CM Punk and, you know, who doesn't want to end up working with CM Punk.
That's been the majority of what they're talking about. I mean, obviously.
So there's four things here. So the first one, Punk has said that he is down to work with the Elite. No problems working with the Elite. So that's a thing that has been said. The Bucks allegedly do not want to work with Punk, but Kenny Omega is open and fine to work with Punk. And realistically, that's kind of what I was expecting, and it does kind of make sense because, as we mentioned before, Omega was just kind of there. Like, this really didn't involve him, but he got involved because he was just there. You know, I think you said it where he was probably there to be like with the Bucks to like, yo, just like let's not let this break out into a fight, and then it did anyway.
All those stories that they talk about, like all the shit that they do on BTE and shit, where it's like, oh, the Bucks aren't going to show up with you. It's like, that's Kenny and the Bucks. That's really what they do.
Yeah,
that's them. So Kenny went with the Bucks because they were going to go up to say something to him, and he was probably like trying to be like, hey, everybody, calm down.
Yeah, he's the calm down guy.
When they say that when he's grabbing the dog, trying to get Larry out of the room,
and then gets bit, but not by the dog.
Well, there's no accounting for Ace Steel's steel jaw.
Any opportunity that we have to mention that Kenny Omega got bit by not Larry, it has to be brought up because it's the funniest shit ever.
A 50-year-old man. Okay, the man is in his 50s.
A man named Ace Steel. God, what a shit name.
Ace Steel. He's a 50-year-old man, and he bit another grown man who was carrying a dog, not even fighting. That man also threw a chair at another man. They're like, oh, you think Ace Steel's going to come back? And I'm like, there's not a fucking chance when he threw a chair at somebody.
I mean,
let's
be real. Ain't nobody going to be missing Ace Steel.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ace Steel do a whole lot for you. He came out and gave that one fucking speech.
The one speech.
For that one stupid thing that they did with fucking CM Punk. Okay, darn, no more Ace Steel. I guess we won't get another bite mark on his bicep. Who fucking cares? Fuck Ace Steel.
Oh, shit. But, you know, there's so much talk of this, and nothing obviously has been confirmed regarding his return, but it's basically... again, it's basically a guarantee without it being official. Warner has apparently been told of his return and all of that. So, like, I mean, I feel like that alone is pretty damn good evidence of it happening.
This is the closest I could get to the outcome that I was wanting. Yeah. So it's fine. I listen. I give CM Punk a lot of shit because I think he's full of shit. And I think he's just everything he says is posturing. Even if he believes it, he's still full of shit. He'll abandon it as soon as possible. That's just the kind of guy he is. And I don't really know if he understands that. And it's one of those things where you see somebody who you've seen your entire life, and not just like him. He's the type of guy I've seen my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the punk kid kind of had a shitty childhood, growing up with stuff, dealing with things, and when they get into an adult, they're not like, oh, I'm never going to drink like my parents. Oh, I'm never going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You might be a fucking like a straight edge, and you might not do drugs, and you might like look at me if I smoke a little weed or do something or have a drink. You might get a little bit pissy, but you're an asshole, like a complete asshole who thinks that he's better than everybody, who puts himself above everybody. Everything he says is fucking golden, and you can tell that because he can't take a fucking comment that's a sideways comment in a fucking promo. Okay,
yeah, but there's he's got a shirt that says best in the world.
He can suck a fucking dick. He's best at that. That's not true. That's mean. That's too far. I was trying to be nice about him. He's a fantastic talker. He's great at that. Obviously, he's got a smart mouth and he's an asshole. He's great. He's fantastic in the ring. Is he athletic? No, but is he a good wrestler? Yeah, pretty much. He's not an athletic person. If you ever pay attention to CM Punk, he's the most awkward fucking human being I've ever watched wrestle. But he can do it, and he can make you believe it. That's good. Do I think that sometimes he has some convictions that he can stand behind? Yeah, it's probably why the one thing that Hangman brought up actually pissed him off. It's one of the one things that he actually believes in. But everybody likes him. Everybody enjoys watching him. I would rather have him shut up and never say another word and just wrestle, and just he can advocate and send money and do whatever he wants to anybody he wants to, say anything that he wants to in private and fine. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. It's just I don't care. It's not up to me. It's your beliefs, your ideals. It's fine. Just make a fun wrestling show. And some of that comes up in it. I'm not even against that stuff like coming up in a storyline is like something done well.
Yeah.
Obviously. Write a good storyline if that comes up in it. Cool. That was a good way to tie that in. Fantastic. Good job for you. Just make it all entertaining. I just want entertaining wrestling. And if CM Punk is good to like wrestle, doesn't want to do anything, like if he's like, I'll work with whoever, but if they don't want to work with me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. Fine. Okay, cool. Great. You're making me happy by going out there and wrestling with the people that want to wrestle with you because they're going to put on a good match. Because all the good people want to wrestle you because you're good.
Right. Like
fantastic. Like this is as big a win as I can get at this moment, and hopefully people can soften, things can change, and ideas and hopes can come true in the future. So who knows?
Yeah.
Never say never. It's wrestling.
Yeah.
People like paydays.
But Tony Khan, CM Punk, and Chris Jericho all had like a big meeting or whatever, which is I'm assuming where a lot of this is come from. Like
that meeting actually hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
they hasn't. Were supposed to have a meeting.
Oh, well, they're supposed to have a meeting. But
that one actually, because I looked that up today to find out more about it for what we were doing, and I was like, has this even happened yet? No, as of like yesterday, it hasn't even happened. So, at least the last thing I
yesterday,
unless it happened yesterday, but as far as I know, like
we're gonna plan the meeting. Then I show. Okay, yeah. As of the 17th, the meeting apparently hasn't happened. So I guess the meeting hasn't happened. So all of this comes from even before the meeting has even taken place.
Yeah.
So like,
this is all
I mean, like a lot
preliminary stuff they've been talking about.
A lot of Chris Jericho, the shit, like the negative his shit he said about Punk after, everything was, it was. I'm sure there was a lot of heat of the moment shit, which is a lot of how of what happened with CM Punk shit as well at the scrum. So I'm sure everybody was pissed and everything else. But like since then, like Chris Jericho is like he's had tweets and he said that like him and CM Punk have put on great matches. I'm sure he may not be like may not think like super highly of Punk, but it does seem like Chris Jericho does want, or at least doesn't have a problem with working with CM Punk. Kenny Omega, again, like he never really seemed to have an issue with it to begin with. We talked about
apparently he's the first one to reach out. So,
right. We talked about it in that video that we did about Punk, where that was like CM Punk, like and him had like an actual like conversation after all that happened, and like they, as far as their situation goes, it seems like they're fine. It mainly at this moment seems to be mostly Bucks and Punk don't want to fucking have anything to do with each other.
Which it seems more like right now it's the Elite. It's Bucks.
Yeah.
That's what at least the last thing that I saw was that. So I don't know if that's changed, if that was like, oh no, he doesn't want to do it either, which fair enough. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. That was, what's funny about that is the thing. But did you see? I don't know if you're going to talk about this. Did you see what Hangman Page said?
Yep, that's where I was.
Okay,
that's
good.
where I was
Okay,
going next.
fucking great.
I just pulled it up and I was just about to read it.
Fucking A, that's hilarious.
So this whole thing, as you've said, like the whole thing started with the promo that Adam Page gave in the ring, and everything was just kind of like boiling up from that. And then he had the injury, then he got injured a second time, and it was just like the volcano had erupted, basically.
Well, it was the combination of the promo, which was actually like the second thing. No, the other thing was he didn't like that Hangman Page had said that he wasn't going to take advice.
Oh no, that goes into that. But I'm just saying, like that was like that, like when he brought up the media scrum, you can tell that that's when he like you could tell when.
That was when he just like as soon as he got to that one, it was like that's done because he's done for a while.
But so that was the whole thing where Hangman Page, CM Punk talked about how Hangman Page, he didn't say his name specifically, or no, he did say his name.
Yeah, he called him
the cowboy, I think, didn't he?
He called him a cowboy,
yeah.
But he also called him a something-headed dipshit, or something like that.
Don't remember.
It was stupid,
but
or like
he said that he didn't like taking advice, and there is a video. It's like some kind of like ringside interview video thing. I don't know. He's got like a microphone. He's sitting in the ring, and like he's asked about it. He straight up says he doesn't like taking advice, and you know it's one of those things that like it kind of does come off like is this like cocky like shitbird type of thing to say. But
I don't know. Do you remember what the full quote was?
I don't remember, but like he
said it. It's like, I know I don't take advice.
He said it straight up, like it. Yeah. You know, and you know, of course, things that it could be perceived, you know, that way. But
anything at that point.
He talked about he posted on an Instagram story, that basically talking about that situation and Punk, and the whole quote. There went my pen. The whole quote is. The reports that I don't take advice have been greatly exaggerated, perhaps by no one more so than me. Advice and feedback, particularly from those who have come before, have always been and always will be welcome and appreciated. My self-deprecating and dry instance otherwise just comes from a place of being more personally interested in wrestling as an art than a sport. I kind of thought I would have been asked about it by now, and could have clarified. I just wouldn't want any of the older generation, especially those whose work with us is vital and unknown to fans, to feel that their wisdom is dismissed. I am also still in search of these cheese puffs. Let me know if you find them. Thank you. I don't know what that last line was in regards to, but he's apparently trying to find some damn cheese puffs.
There's a specific kind that he saw like backstage or something. I don't remember. It was something stupid, but he's been like searching for the cheese puffs for forever and posting on Instagram. And then like he's like, I'm still looking for cheese puffs, but I'm also not an asshole.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So, and that, you know, as I said, you watch that video of him saying like, "I don't take advice," like what he says and whatnot, the way he says it. You know, it kind of could come off as like somebody being like a cocky douchebag, but like. The way he's worded this, it's like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, that's kind of like, I feel like that's how most people are, even if they don't inherently say it.
Yeah, it's more like when I heard it and I kind of like listened back to it, it was more like, oh, you're saying you don't take advice, so you just don't take advice.
Right.
Because you already know you're not going to take it, even if they tell you or you ask for it. You're not going to take the advice until you learn it yourself.
Right.
Which I get that. I'm totally get, but I understand how everybody was like, did you say you don't take our advice? You don't listen to us? What the like, I get that. Like, that's kind of the thing.
Right.
So I do like that he clarified that because I didn't think that it was
and
like
this
that stupid.
This you know, in this also this does the way this post is worded and everything, it does feel like a like, you know, trying to like a make amends with Punk over the whole thing, just like, yo, I just want to say, like, I do appreciate what you and everybody, you know, who's been around in the world and done this for years and years and years, you know, all these older guys, like, I do appreciate the advice and I take it in, but you know,
I do think what he said to Punk about what his ideas and how he felt about like the promo part of it, I absolutely think he believes that, or that's how he feels about it. I do absolutely think that that's kind of how he feels about it. Whatever, that's one thing. If you're willing to say maybe I was wrong about, maybe that doesn't matter about the worker thing. We're working, you're helping people here, we'll look past that. We'll not even talk about that anymore and not act like it didn't happen. Now, as far as this other thing that affects a whole lot of people, I actually have to talk about that.
What are we talking? Wait, what? I'm confused. What are we talking about?
Sorry, I know the other thing, the part about like, hey, I don't listen to people and I don't take advice.
No, but
that I need to
wait,
address.
what was the first thing you were talking about?
I don't know. Just cut this part out at this point. Fuck it.
I got confused.
I probably said it in a confusing way. It's fine.
Right, well, I'll click. Okay. All right. Now go.
Okay. Anyways, so like, I just, I don't know. Everything sounds like he's trying to make amends and make everything better, and I do kind of like that. I don't know how much you admit maybe you were an asshole. I get it. So.
Yeah, this definitely is one of those things that like he's perceived as an asshole, but like he's clarified, you know, and the way he's worded this, it sounds genuine, and I get it.
Honestly, I can think back to all that, and I didn't really necessarily believe that the way it was said was the way it was meant. I think that like the way he said it just really did not give away how he meant it.
My whole thing is
just done so dry that it could have been interpreted as anybody, and something like that you kind of have to like interpret it as uncharitable as possible based on what they're saying.
I think my thing with when I like saw the actual clip of him saying that, there was like I heard him say that, and like you hear somebody say something like that and like, you know, think that, oh, it's just some cocky dude or whatever. But, like, when I heard him say that, I'm like, well, that was Hangman Page that said that. And I don't believe that he is that kind of asshole, right?
Yeah, that wasn't Adam talking. That wasn't, you know, the real guy.
It's like I hear him saying the things that he said, but, like, I don't believe that that's how he, like, a dude like Hangman Adam Page thinks, right?
Yeah, no, that's like that's the character who's been a drunken cowboy for about 2 years, telling everybody that's finally figuring things out that he doesn't take advice.
Yeah,
that was not the guy that is the real person. That wasn't the same.
Yeah. But
is there anything else?
And one last thing of note, and the only reason this is of note, so yeah, we got another like FTR talking about like Punk type of thing, which, you know, it all the time, so it's not really anything like noteworthy, because Dax he likes to talk a lot about everything, and he will just say words, and god damn it, he is just truthful to fault. And
I guess
so it's like anytime he posts shit on Twitter, it's like, oh, okay, what is he saying this time or whatever. You know who is not outspoken is Cash Wheeler. He is not. His ass barely says anything and rarely posts anything at all. So you know when he posts something, it's probably worth mentioning. So in this whole like thing, because Dax on the podcast, of course, always on the Dax podcast, which I fucking love. But like everything, it's like every time there's a podcast episode, it's like, oh great, what controversial thing is the internet gonna freak out about now? But Dax talked about the finally the thing that we've been talking about, the CM FTR versus the Elite, like that would just be the fucking match, right? And all you know, the internet, like, oh, the situation needs to be fixed and blah 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 blah. So Cash Wheeler, out of nowhere, he tweets out that Dax is one of the best people you could ever meet. Passionate about wrestling and family, protective over his friends, especially when people don't trust or just don't know everything. He's not afraid to speak up and not do it anonymously. Honest to a fault. We all need to do better to fix the situation. Everyone involved. No fingers pointed. No one is completely innocent. I respect everyone involved and want the best for AEW. I'm tired of reading negativity from both sides, fans and wrestlers. Real life is more important. Enough. And like, That's it.
I love you, Cash.
That's the fucking tweet right there. That's the post. Put that shit
I
everywhere.
love that, man.
That is exact. Like that is the most truthful sentence I have ever read.
Someone screen cap that, save it, and have
Put it on a
posted
T-shirt, dude.
That should be a response for anybody during the election season. Just post that, and that's the only thing you need to post. And everyone's gonna be like, "No, I get it. Yeah, real life's better, I guess. Okay, fuck it." Like that was the most brilliant thing I've ever read.
Fucking Cash Wheeler with that
coming out of
nowhere,
coming out of a wrestler's mouth. Let's put it that way. Out of a wrestler. Fantastic. Thanks, Dad. That was the perfect thing I needed right now. And you made me feel better about the whole situation. You're my spirit animal right now. That's how I feel. I just don't care. Just make everything better.
We need this in every situation with everyone. We need the guy that is that guy. We need the. Everybody needs a Cash Wheeler for every situation.
Everybody needs Cash Wheeler. Everybody, just Cash Wheeler. Everyone needs just Cash Wheeler. He's fantastic. I love that man.
Oh God! You can definitely tell like Dax. Obviously, he's a family, as he says, a family guy. He enjoys being at home and whatnot. But he likes to talk. He is a talker, and he will say all kinds of shit, even the shit he probably shouldn't say. Cash Wheeler is the opposite. And so when he says something, you better fucking listen.
Dude, they're just so they're just the perfect amount of like opposite of each other.
Right.
They're both work and have chemistry.
They're both they're both complete opposites and exactly the same at the same time. It's weird.
It's fantastic. It really works for them, and that's why their tag team chemistry is good. That's why the whole thing, like, they work well. Their dynamic is fantastic, and then seeing it online in like real life is fucking great because both of them are as cool in real life as they are.
They both just seem like good human beings, you know? They
both when they were heels, they seemed
nice
like
people.
They seemed like dudes that just wanted to win because they wanted to make money. Like they wanted to be the best in the world, but they also wanted the payday that comes with the best in the world because they got family. We got kids.
It's like,
I love it.
Dex,
it's fantastic.
Dex has this thing. Like, I don't know what it is about him, dude, but I just want to believe every fucking thing he says. Like, what is that? What's that fucking quote from was it Tommy Boy? It's like he'd sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Yes, to a woman in white gloves. That's a fucking great line.
It's like he just everything he says. He just says in a way that feels so genuine.
It really is.
He could literally tell me the most ridiculous shit ever, and I would still probably believe him.
Yeah, but it's him. He's telling you. You can't. He didn't lie. That man's not full of shit. He's not. It's not like every wrestler that's ever existed is completely full of shit. That's never been a thing.
No, never.
You can believe him. He's different.
Oh, well, I think that does it for today.
I think that's all that we can fucking talk about for this shit. Give me a headache.
But just think, the closer we get to the CM Punk return, the less CM Punk news we should hopefully see, unless we have a Brawl Out round 2.
It's gonna be less infuriating.
Can we wait?
Like,
oh my god, what if they take advantage of this whole thing and at next All Out they do the CM FTR versus the Elite and they call the match the Brawl Out.
The Brawl Out.
And they sell it on fucking t-shirts, dude. God damn, that's genius marketing.
You call it the All Out, Brawl Out, Fall Out.
The All Out, Brawl Out, Fall Out. Dude, just market the fuck out of that. That's just printing money right there.
That's fucking money right there. You can have that TK. A little off the top. Just a little skim it. Skim a little off the top. I know that when you put it in the bags, it usually overflows. If you just want to dust that off on the floor, I'll come by.
If I see any of this on any kind of merchandise or marketing, suing unless we get a cut, 100%.
And I know some really litigious people. Really litigious people.
Oh, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. As usual, we stream every single Wednesday. We watch Dynamite and just kind of hang out and talk to chat. So be sure to catch those streams every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you should definitely do so. If you not like the video, do that. If you want to check out the show on Spotify, the podcast is also available, and that links are all in the description, the Twitter, and all of that. And I think that's gonna do it. So
yeah.
Anyways, peace out, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.